Yesterday, Old School RuneScape had one of its biggest expansions yet, the Kingdom of Varlamore. Today, I'm going to get hold of all the rewards from this new land and find out where they're worth using. The only problem is, I can't get hold of any of them because they're not buying in the Grand Exchange right now. Here he is, RuneScape, what's up, bro? The Echo Crystal for 201 mil. This is the most expensive Echo Crystal in the game, but I can't buy it off anybody right now, so I'm going to get rid of this Grand Exchange offer. The Echo Crystals come from the Colosseum, which is why barely anyone has them, making what are possibly the first Echo boots in the game. I combine the crystal with the boots. Echo boots. They have 2,500 charges remaining. Have I just paid 200 mil for 2,500 charges? I don't know if uncharging will get rid of the boots. Okay, right, we'll worry about that later. The Echo boots are essentially the Guardian boots with an extra +2 prayer bonus, but that's not what makes them so impressive. When I take damage from a monster, the Echo boots will do recall damage in a 3x3 square around my player. So let's see how this works in practice. I don't actually know what the recall damage is. I assume it's just the same as a normal Ring of Recoil. Let's see. Oh, there's an animation. 2 for 1. 14 to 1. Oh, right. So maybe it's just ones because a recoil would have done 2 damage there. I love the animation though. That's so cool. All right, let's just double check and try and get some higher hits off her. Hit me big. 57 for a 1 recoil. I know what you're thinking, that doesn't sound that revolutionary, but these are essentially best in slot, not for strength bonus. The Primordials have 5 strength bonus compared to 3 of the Echo boots, so they are pretty similar. But the thing is, in most setups, your max hit with the Primordials is a 51, and the Echo boots are also a 51, so you may as well use the Echo boots, which make the Echo boots best in slot, and this works with a lot of different gear setups. The maxes remain relatively similar because 2 strength bonus really doesn't matter that much. The increase in DPS from recoil is actually a lot more than the increase in DPS from 1 max hit. So even if the max hits were different, Echo boots would still be best in slot for melee encounters where you get hit. I think I should be doing damage in the 3x3 square around me, but it does randomly change which Anku is being attacked. Current conclusion, I have no idea how these are working. Okay, when I'm far away from the monster, it doesn't do any damage back to it, but when I go right next to it, then we're back to recoiling. I actually quite like the blueness with all the max setup. Not everything has to be black and red. So these boots are going to be best in slot anywhere where you're in melee distance and you're taking damage, so you can reflect that back to the boss. See that one there? That was because of the boots. So where's good for meleeing plus chip damage? Well, TOB is a prime example. Maiden, we've got Verzik as well. I can definitely see them being used here. One application I can see is inside the Colosseum. These warbanders swarm you and they do hard damage. And they're always standing in a 3x3 range, which means that the boots start going crazy. Wait, the boots are now doing damage onto all 3 NPCs, not like with the Ankus. I'm even more confused. See, I'm not going crazy. This behavior is completely different, is it not? Will the ranger attacks reflect onto a melee? No, they don't. Even though I'm getting hit by the ranger, I can't get my damage reflected onto this melee. Maybe if I'm in combat. This is the ranger's attack, which is causing the reflection. The prioritization is kind of strange with these boots. And lastly, a great use for the boots will be in PvP. They don't work. I wasn't really expecting that. All in all, I don't think the average person will get too much use out of these boots until they drop substantially in value. Because at this point, I can't just uncharge these and get my Echo Crystal back for 200 mil. My Echo Crystal is gone. So you guys are welcome for the testing. Oh yeah, and they're also untradeable. That being said, they will form part of best in slot setups. We'll take anything that speeds up Baba, right guys? I'm about to pay 500 mil for these things. Alright, but please, what's the damage? Yeah, 479 mil for the Tonalztics of Ralos. Look at that, the ninja star. This is a very slow ranged weapon with an accuracy of 115, a range strength of 55, and the speed is 7-tick or 6-tick. You charge this weapon with Sunfire splinters. Let's put 1,000 charges in there. And it's nice and bright now. The Tonalztics are one-handed, so you can wear a buckler or range shield with this setup. And the cool thing about them, wait for this, They hit double hit. 26, 26 is the max hit, so that's 52. So how does this look in practice? Oh, they look amazing, but they are very slow to use. This weapon is not particularly good for DPS. That's not the intention of the Tonalztics. What is interesting is the special attack division. Fire a powerful piercing blade that reduces the target's defense by 10% of their magic level, and this requires 50% special attack. So in action, division looks amazing. Okay, that is fantastic for a special attack. Now, this defense reduction is essentially the Dragon Warhammer for range, but you have to attack things with a higher magic level, and the Dragon Warhammer gives a higher defense reduction, but this has distance on it. You can throw this at something that you can't melee. Something like Leviathan, for example. I throw the glaive, reduce its defense, and then I'm ranging for the rest of the kill anyway with a T-bow, with a Zarite crossbow, with whatever else, and this makes the kill so much faster. And this will be especially useful in a team raid scenario. Think about something like Zabak. One person can come in, lower its defense twice, and then everyone else is free to range the boss with a lower defense level. This would also be good in the chambers of Xeric in team raids. You have to range things like Ohm's head, so this will be the first time you can ever reduce its defense. I can definitely see this being used at God Wars Dungeon 2. You can't melee Kriara, spec it down with this thing. It's got very high defense. The same applies at Ziliana in Saradomin God Wars. Nobody Dragon Warhammer specs this boss. You're already going to range it. You're just bolting it or T-bowing it. Let's get the defense down and have a great time. Also, it is worth pointing out, these things are not going to be over 400 mil forever. Eventually, they will come down in price and be accessible to everybody on the Grand Exchange for something reasonable. Right now, they're so expensive because barely anybody is completing waves in the Colosseum because it's so difficult. And when I uncharge it, I do get all the splinters back. The question is, how much cash did I lose on this? Okay, that really wasn't too bad. The next new reward is found underneath the Hunter Guild. In this little room off to the east, we have an NPC called Orsaga, who is a master of her craft. This Easter egg is a nod to Witchcrafty, a Golden Gnome winning cosplayer, artist, and plushie making extraordinaire. She's been very busy recently, and now I have the privilege to launch her new plushie line with Creator Crafted. They're starting off with 5 iconic RuneScape plushies: Baron, Chaos Elemental, Bloodhound, the Nibbler, and Jad. My code is SOLO, which gets you 10% off every single order. This is a partnership driven by community, and if you want to support us, click the link in the description, and I promise you there will be something there for you. I've also got some very special news. They added an NPC for me as well. Thank you, Jagex. That is too kind. Next up are the Moon armor sets and weapons from the Perilous Moon's new bossing activity. As you can see, everything's buying other than the legs. I don't know why the legs are so much more expensive than the other pieces. The drop rates must be bugged or something. Yeah, look, 3 mil for a top, 25 mil for the legs. What? Let's start off here with the Blue Moon set. The Blue Moon set is primarily a mage armor with 58 magic bonus. That is exactly the same as Arim's to give you an indication of the level of this armor. But as you might have noticed, you also get plus 6 melee strength while wearing this Blue Moon armor. And this is because the full set has a special functionality when combined with the Blue Moon spear. Oh, interesting. There is a new menu, set effect off. Or set effect on. The spear by itself is also pretty good. It's two-handed, but it has 30 magic accuracy and 5% magic damage, which is the exact same as a mage's book plus an Arim's staff. Oh, that's interesting. You can auto-cast on the ancient spellbook with this spear as well. As for the special effect, I have a 1 in 10 chance to instantly hit a melee hit after a mage cast is performed. Sounds a bit weird, but let me show you. Auto-casting any mage spell, the special effect procs, boom. I'm stabbing as well at the same time for that extra DPS. This is a really cool hybrid set. Maybe you can see where I'm going with this. Will this be crazy stacking up a load of NPCs? I've got a lot of jellies here. How many does it hit? It hits 1 and it's proccing a decent amount. Is it going to be a 10% proc or is it going to be not? It doesn't look like it's more than 10%. I think the proc is based on the cast. But still, it's actually doing a good job. I can barrage a 34, and then I can attack with a spear and hit a 43. Does it work in PvP? Yes, it does. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm procking all over. What? Yo, the KO potential of this thing. If the stars align, this armor set has really cracked potential in PvP, especially if you are a skilled Tribrid. It is damage. For example, this double hit can be over 70 damage and you can follow it up with a special attack weapon. In this gear, a regular attack hits a 45 and the special attack also hits a 45. But the special attack does more damage and has more accuracy based on your opponent's freeze timer. Which means that the best time to hit with this spec is just after a target has been frozen. Question is, can you combine a special attack and the set effect? Let's see. I guess that answers that. That's pretty huge. In reality, this set will be pretty difficult to use, but I do think it does have potential. The stars definitely have to align somewhat to get this to happen outside in the wild. Well, I think the reaction says it all. That was huge damage, but what actually happened? This stack was achieved by casting the spell, getting the set effect, waiting to hit with my spear, and then AGS specking. I guess the PKs are going to have fun. Nice, the Ranger leg sport, 30 mil. The Eclipse Moon set is the Ranger set. Stats-wise, it's pretty similar to Black D-Hide. It's literally one ranged attack better. However, where it does differ is the melee strength. Again, this is a bit of a hybrid nature set. The whole thing has a strength bonus of +7. Look at me, man. What's strange about the range weapon, the Eclipse Atlatl, is that it actually gains max hits based on your melee strength. Kinda weird. Let's see this in action. So just the Atl on its own hits a 25, and if I put a bunch of strength bonus on, which is what you're not supposed to do with range gear typically, then the max hit moves up to a 41, which is pretty crazy. This weapon has the same speed as a magic shortbow. A magic shortbow in this gear hits 31 and a web weaver hits a 34. So yeah, 41 is kind of good. Definitely going to see use in PKing for sure. However, what really makes this shine is the Eclipse armor set. The max hit goes down to 38, but a burn effect is applied at a 1 in 5 rate. There we see the burn hitting a 1. That will hit 10 damage over time with wands. And this burn can be stacked up 5 times. There we go, a second burn there. A third burn there. Come on, keep hitting, keep hitting. 4 burns. Maximum burn stack. And then the special attack consumes all the burn. And that is going to hit an 88 at max. Yes. An 88. In practice, it's probably not going to be that high because the burns are gradually going to go down. The special attack collapses all the remaining burn. So say if you've got 35 burn left remaining, you could hit, say, a 30 plus a 35 as your next hit. But this is a 3-tick weapon. Definitely another one for PKing, which is going to be pretty crazy, especially because you can combo it with AGS, Gmaul. You're already in all of this strength gear that you're using to pump up the max hit. As for PVM, it's hard to tell where this fits into the meta because T-Bow, Blowpipe, Bofa, they're all so strong. But it definitely is a good option for some reasonable DPS. The final Perilous Moon set is the Blood Moon set, which honestly is already coming down in price. These things aren't going to be that expensive. They're like Barrow's armor. The dual maracas are two-handed, and they hit a target twice. Their stats are mid-game tier with 115 stab, 121 crush. It's similar to a Tent Whip and a Defender, a 114 slash. And their base attack is 4-tick, which is the same as a whip. Now let's talk about the armor. Now the top and the bottom have the same strength bonuses as Bandos, but the helm has one better strength bonus than the Berserker helm. It's 4 for the helm, 4 for the top, and 2 for the bottom. As for the max hit, you can hit a 25-25, but that's actually not that impressive when a whip in the same gear is a 52. Where the maracas start to shine is alongside the full set. The set effect means that you have a 1 in 3 chance to speed up the next attack. Let's have a look. So normally you're attacking every 4 ticks. When the special effect procs, it's 1, 2, 3. There you go, it's faster. I've lined this up as a comparison with the special attack going off. versus just the normal hits. As your attack speed increases, your DPS will increase, and it will outclass the likes of the humble whip in the mid game. The Hunter's crossbow also got an upgrade. You're going from 55 range accuracy and 28 range strength to a whopping 79 range accuracy and 60 range strength. This isn't massively revolutionary. It's mostly used to stall movement in PvP scenarios. I do like to leave the price of these new items in because you can come back and laugh at me in 2 years' time when these are 3 mil each. Yeah, that one's hurt the bank balance. Well, what is this? The Sunfire Fanatic armor set. Looking beautiful. This is the new best in slot prayer armor in old school RuneScape. At 24 prayer bonus for the full set, it's an upgrade on the old set, which is Proselyte. So 6 more prayer bonus and a fair bit more defensive bonuses. And this armor is claimed in the Colosseum. And that's it. POV, RuneScape multi-billionaire shows himself losing loads of money, so you'll be sorry for him and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Oh, go on, you know you want to. I also get money when you buy a plushie from Creator Crafted, so I know you want to buy one or buy 17. Yeah, they just went live and they're pretty much guaranteed to sell out instantly. So you are gonna have to be quick. But wait, isn't there one more thing that came out to test from Varlamore? Fine, I'll go to the Colosseum and get the quiver. I'll stop stalling. Well, till tomorrow.